Hey, how are you guys doing? It's the boy Dave, and today we are back with another video. This is my official review for the Quarry. I know I'm tweaking, this should have been up days ago, but we are finally here. And we are going to start from the beginning. The 30-minute prologue we got months ago. If you guys don't know, I did not do the prologue in my gameplay. I didn't stream it, I didn't put it in a video. I reacted to it about 2 months ago where we did follow Max and Laura on this journey to where they, of course, they're going to Hackett's Quarry. But they kind of get themselves in a little bit of an issue, a very strange issue and situation. And it really set the tone for the game. I don't know if I've ever seen a better opening for a video game than that. And you could tell how much passion went into that. And I don't know about y'all, but I love Max and Laura from the start. That's just me. I'm not going to spoil my walkthrough, but you guys go check it out. But honestly, you can tell how much passion they put into this project to make us really feel like this was a cinematic experience from the opening scene with Max and Laura driving down the road, just everything. And also, they're not direct references, but you can tell how much inspiration they did take from the 80s and 90s horror films. We pretty much have this teen summer camp horror, adventure that we, have to go through from the beginning to the end. And it's pretty much a roller coaster. I also want to say whoever did write the script and had a part in the script did a phenomenal job. Not every script is perfect for games or movies, but like I said, you can tell a lot went into this. I actually had a subscriber tell me that I think 4 years to develop and pretty much finish the product. I loved every bit of it. No dry dialogue at all. I have seen complaints about the script, but I just don't know what the big deal is. No story is perfect, but I've seen a lot of nitpicks about the script and everything like that. But moving on, let's talk about the actual gameplay. Now, I know a lot of people are going to compare this to Until Dawn, and I have a few issues with that. For one, I've seen issues about the lighting. I'm sorry, Until Dawn was great, but the lighting for that game was horrible. It did not complement, it didn't help out that it had the panned out screen with the darkness. It was just really weird to move around. You can see the adjustments and the new camera angles they added into this game, which kind of give you a better experience. I forgot what kind of camera angle it is, but like the over the shoulder shots pretty much. I like those way better. It's really easy to move around, unlike Until Dawn. But I don't want to get into the comparisons too much. I personally like the Quarry better than Until Dawn. I feel like the cast is a bit more stacked. And I found them a bit more interesting. The story itself, I love that it's just easier to see in general. Until Dawn, I don't really think people remember how hard it was to see in that game. And I'm getting people complain about, I'm seeing people complain about the Quarry being hard to see, but I never experienced that issue personally. But man, let's talk about the cast. My favorite in the game, Laura, Ryan. It's Laura, Ryan, Max, and then Caitlin and Dylan. Those were my favorites. Not all of them started as my favorites, but as the story just it got to unwind and it got to develop and progress, I actually started taking a liking to some of these characters more than others. You guys would have to watch my walkthrough for that personally, but I personally felt like they were, for the most part, it was a decent cast. The only cast members I didn't like, it was Emma and Jacob. And that just means they played their role correctly. And that just makes them a good actor and actress. I don't know a lot of people that really feed into the whole, oh, I hate that actor. But there's a lot of people who get it confused. If you like someone in a role or you dislike someone in a role, as long as you took something away from it, they did their job correctly. I thought Jacob and Emma were pretty good in the game, but I didn't really like them. So that means they did a good job. Now, let's talk more about the gameplay as far as exploring, walking, and how you get to interact. I actually found it amazing to actually be able to control them for as long as we were able to. Of course, we're watching this game more than playing it, but I see a lot of people call it, like there's a couple on YouTube, not to throw them under the bus, I don't remember their names, but they called this game a walking simulator, and I guess they have an issue with how much you had to walk in this game. But this game is meant to be more of a cinematic experience. I don't know what they were expecting or other people, but hey, I'm not trying to pick on anybody. I just kind of felt like that was a silly critique. And besides being able to have control over our characters. I think that the quick time events, I do see critiques about that. It being, you know, a little bit too long. You know, they didn't make the quick time events challenging. I thought there was a timer you could set on them. I don't remember if I saw it or not, but I do understand the frustration with the quick time events. You know, I don't think I missed one quick time event actually. I don't know. I don't think I missed one, but they do need to give it a difficulty setting because I don't think they have one at all. As far as the choices you make, they did a phenomenal job with the choices because I was torn between certain choices within the game, and even that instant regret started to sink in after I made certain decisions, and that's what I like about these games. And I tried not to use my lives or, you know, really beat myself up about going back for certain decisions, but just know, decisions you make early on in the game will affect you later down the road. And I didn't realize that until a buddy called me on stream and was like, hey, there was something you did earlier in the game that had an impact on something later in the game. And I knew it would take effect, but I didn't know it would be that bad to where, yes, that one thing you did affected your whole story. You guys have to play this game. The choices are amazing. They're actually interesting, and you will be torn between the two. But besides being able to explore, the cast being stacked, the gameplay, quick time events, and the actual decisions, let's talk about how beautiful the game was. I loved every character model. The game was aesthetically pleasing to me. The only issue I've had was certain animations that really bothered me. Like there are certain scenes where we're near water, or, you know, specifically with Jacob and Emma when they were swimming in the lake. Some of the water, it just looked off. It didn't look good at all. That's something they should probably, I guess, fix. I don't know if they will patch the game. I don't know if that really is something you deal with in a patch, or if it's just kind of a thing you carry on to your next project to fix. But things like that, and there's just kind of weird facial animations. And I don't mean that as in people look dull or you know, they didn't have expression, but there's a scene in the game where they're playing Truth or Dare at the campfire set, and Emma is there to kiss Jacob or Nick, and Emma kisses Nick, and as she's kissing Nick, you see him like twitching and like doing this weird, I don't know, he was tweaking. That's all I'm gonna say. But like, yeah, I don't know, the animations looked a bit weird for some of the things, but honestly, I enjoyed the game. I give it a 9 out of 10, and for everybody nitpicking the small stuff in this game, I'm just not really going to pay too much attention to, because every game, just like every movie, if it's something small in the game you didn't like, sometimes that's just a freebie. That's what I call it. If something doesn't make sense, or there's like a tiny hole in the game, it just, I don't know. You're able to call it out, but I feel like a lot of the critique I've seen for this game, it's just so minor. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, well, I didn't like X, Y, and Z about this game, but Until Dawn did this better. I'm not going to lie to you. Until Dawn does not really hold a candle to the Quarry. I'm not going to lie. That's a stretch, but at the same time, I think that just comes from my frustration of certain people just kind of trying to say anything about the game just to, you know, downplay it. But honestly, I don't know. This is a candidate of the year, or candidate for game of the year for me personally. And I think a lot of people are going to disagree because of the style of game that it is. Just because it's not Elden Ring, or, you know, a game like, I don't think it takes away from that just because it's not that kind of game. Just because this is more of a cinematic, interactive game, I don't think people should count this game out, and I see a lot of people doing that, but it's cool. Another thing I wanted to talk about was a lot of issues people were having with the deluxe edition versus the standard edition, and I don't want to blame Supermassive Games for this. I don't want to point the finger, but a lot of people got this game with the hopes of being able to showcase the 80s outfits that we get with the deluxe edition purchase, but it's not in game day one. And that's my fault as well. I guess I didn't read things properly, but at the same time, other people were on the same page as me. It seemed like it was advertised, hey, if you order the deluxe edition, you get these outfits day one. However, if you don't pre-order, you will get them in game in July. That should have been the situation, but that's not the case. We all will be able to get them July 8th. I guess people who just didn't pre-order the deluxe edition will have to download it and buy it as DLC, but that's still kind of confusing. We still don't get to access it before people who didn't pre-order. And when I say a lot of people bought this game specifically for the 80s outfits, yeah, a lot of freaking people. Like, a lot of people said to me, hey, I actually pre-ordered this just to access the 80s throwback character outfits early. And that really sucks. And I even had thumbnails made by, my buddy Grappler for the 80s outfits. And yeah, that really sucks. I don't know if it was just, I didn't read something or what, but a lot of people had this issue. And I don't understand the idea of releasing a game and then a month later you release the DLC. It's just a bit silly to me. But overall, like, this game was amazing. I'm actually going to replay this again, so if you guys want to check out my streams, go ahead. But I had a blast. Every game has flaws, but I refuse to let people tear this game down. I don't think the nitpicking is worth it. If you have, and it's just not like a I'm right, you're wrong kind of thing. It's just I haven't seen a good critique yet. It's kind of like, this is off topic, but a lot of people were critiquing the Batman, and it's a lot of weird stuff that people say instead of actually giving an actual, critique of the game or the movie. But it's just, I don't know. I really like this game. I thought it was amazing. And I think a lot of these choices that you make can spiral you down so many paths. When I tell you I was so invested in this game, I truly mean that. I had a blast. And this might be a stretch once again, but I had more fun with this game and watching than I've had watching any horror movie in the past 10 years. I'm going to be honest. But if I left anything out, you guys can feel free to ask me about anything in the comments. If you guys enjoyed the video, give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.